Before the body falls into the silence of sleep, the mind often carries the noise of the day. Conversations we replay, mistakes we regret, and tasks we could not finish. If you close your eyes without first addressing these weights, they follow you into the night, shaping your dreams and your emotions upon waking. A simple, sincere prayer before sleep is not just a ritual, it is a tool for transformation. It is a way of speaking to the deeper part of yourself, the part that observes without judgment, the part that knows the difference between what is important and what is temporary. When you speak words of gratitude, you shift the energy from what you lacked to what you received. This change in perspective frees you from mental restlessness and invites a deeper calmness that sleep alone cannot give. In the quiet of night, when the world slows and distractions fade, prayer becomes the bridge between your conscious and subconscious mind. It allows you to release the burdens of anger, guilt, or anxiety so that you do not carry them into tomorrow. This act of letting go is not weakness, it is wisdom. Because the strongest mind is not the one that clings to every memory, but the one that knows when to place the stone down and walk forward. Each night, you have this choice to sleep with the weight of the world pressing on you, or to speak a prayer that lifts it away. In doing so, you prepare not only for a peaceful rest, but for a clearer, more focused morning. A prayer before sleep is also an act of self-protection. It shields the mind from the harmful seeds of doubt, fear, and self-criticism that may try to grow during the night. When you consciously direct your last thoughts toward positivity, forgiveness, and guidance, you decide the soil in which your dreams will grow. Even science agrees that the final thoughts before sleep can influence mood, memory, and problem-solving abilities. So why not choose thoughts that elevate rather than diminish you? This is why the practice must be consistent, not just for moments of struggle, but as a nightly discipline. Over time, this transforms not only your nights, but also your days. Understand this. The world outside may be unpredictable, but the world within can be prepared. The moment before you sleep is a sacred pause, a reset button that you control. No matter what challenges came during the day, no matter how heavy the emotions you carried, you can place them into the hands of something greater through prayer. When you wake, you rise not as the same person who went to bed, but as someone renewed, unburdened, and ready to face the day with a clear mind and a steady heart. This is why you must never sleep without praying this prayer. It is not superstition, it is preparation. It is the daily training of the mind and spirit to end in peace and begin in strength. Before the body surrenders to the stillness of night, there is a profound opportunity that many overlook, an opportunity to cleanse the mind, soften the heart, and align the spirit before stepping into the realm of sleep, because the day you have lived is not just a series of actions and reactions. It is a collection of thoughts, emotions, and unseen energies that you have gathered and carried, some nourishing, some heavy, some even quietly harmful, and without deliberate release, they remain with you, weaving themselves into your dreams, shaping the state of your mind when you awaken, and influencing how you meet the next day. So before you close your eyes, there is a practice, simple yet deeply powerful, that allows you to place down the burdens and reset the inner landscape. Prayer, a moment where the noise of the world fades and the voice within becomes clear, a sacred pause in which you acknowledge the blessings that came your way, no matter how small, and give thanks. because gratitude has the power to shift your focus from what is missing to what is present. And when you shift that focus, the weight on your shoulders begins to lift, your breathing deepens, your body softens, and the rest you are about to receive becomes more than physical. It becomes renewal for the soul. Yet gratitude is only part of the transformation, because there are wounds collected during the day, words that hurt, disappointments that cut, regrets that sting. And if these are carried into sleep, they become chains that bind you unconsciously. But forgiveness, both for others and for yourself, is the key that breaks those chains, not for the sake of forgetting, but for the sake of freeing your own heart, because a heart that forgives sleeps lighter and wakes stronger. And then there is protection, not from the visible threats of the outside world, but from the subtle intrusions of the mind, the quiet doubts, the creeping fears, the restless thoughts that can invade the peace of night. And prayer becomes a shield, a conscious direction of the mind towards strength, love, and clarity, so that the last impressions you feed your subconscious are ones that build rather than destroy, for it is known that the final thoughts before sleep have a profound influence on how you dream, how you process memory, and how you face the coming day, which is why this nightly practice must not be treated as an occasional remedy for difficult times, but as a disciplined training of the mind and spirit, a ritual of closing each day with intention, letting go of what must be released, honoring what must be remembered, and preparing the inner self for what is to come. For when this is done consistently, you will notice the difference, not just in how deeply you sleep, but in how you live, how you respond to challenges, how you carry yourself with a steadiness that others can feel, because you are not waking with yesterday's dust clouding your vision. You are waking with clarity, and clarity is power. So understand this truth. The world outside may be beyond your control, unpredictable, and at times harsh, but the world within is yours to cultivate. And the final moments before sleep are one of the most potent times to shape that inner world, a time to step into stillness, to speak your gratitude, to offer your forgiveness, to seek guidance, and to surrender the weight of the day, because in doing so, you are not just ending a day, you are beginning the next one with strength, peace, and focus. And this is why you must never let a night pass without this prayer, for it is not superstition, it is preparation, it is training, it is the silent discipline that transforms the restless into the peaceful, the burdened into the free, and the uncertain into the steady. And when you live with this awareness, you come to see that every night is an opportunity for renewal, and every morning is proof that you have been given another chance to rise. Before the body sinks into the depth of rest, there is a moment that holds immense power over the quality of both your night and your coming day. A moment where the mind has the choice to carry the weight of all it has absorbed or to release it with intention. And too often this choice is ignored, leaving the mind restless even while the body sleeps. For every day you gather more than just memories and actions. You collect unspoken worries, subtle disappointments, quiet joys, small victories, and lingering frustrations. And when these are left unattended, they settle deep within you, influencing your thoughts without your awareness, shaping your dreams, and coloring your mood upon waking. But there is a way to prevent this silent buildup, a way to cleanse the mind and prepare the heart before the day ends, and that way is through prayer, not as a mechanical recital of words, but as a living connection to your inner self and to the higher wisdom that guides you. A conversation in which you place down your burdens, acknowledge your blessings, and set your intentions for the night ahead, because gratitude at the end of the day is a kind of medicine for the soul, transforming your focus from what went wrong to what went right. And in doing so, you invite calmness to settle in, you loosen the grip of stress, and you allow peace to flow naturally. Yet gratitude alone is not enough, for the day may have left you with wounds, sharp words from another, mistakes of your own, or disappointments you did not expect. And if you hold on to these, they become chains in your sleep, weighing down the heart and clouding the mind. But forgiveness, both given and received, is the key that releases these chains, not because the hurt was insignificant, but because you understand that holding it does more damage to you than to anyone else. And in this release, you make space for rest that is deeper than physical relaxation, rest that reaches into the core of your being and allows renewal to begin. When you end your day with prayer, you are not simply speaking into the air. You are planting seeds in the soil of your subconscious, seeds that will grow while you sleep, shaping the landscape of your dreams and influencing the energy you wake with. Because the mind, in those final quiet moments before rest, is highly open to suggestion, and whatever you choose to focus on will take root, which is why protection is as important as release. For the mind is not only influenced by your own thoughts, but also by the lingering echoes of the day, doubts that whisper, fears that creep, and self-criticism that hides in the shadows. And when you consciously direct your last thoughts toward strength, hope, and guidance, you build a shield around your inner world, allowing your night to be a place of growth rather than unrest. And this practice, when repeated night after night, becomes more than a habit, it becomes a discipline, a form of self-mastery that prepares you for the unpredictability of the outer world by strengthening the steadiness of the inner world. Because no matter how turbulent the day may have been, the final moments before sleep are yours to control, yours to shape, and in shaping them, you take command of how you will rise, for you will no longer wake carrying the dust of yesterday. You will wake with the clarity of a new beginning, and this clarity is not given by chance, it is built by choice, the choice to never close your eyes without realigning your spirit, the choice to train your mind, to release and renew, the choice to step into every night not as an ending, but as the preparation for a stronger tomorrow. And when you live with this understanding, you come to see that each day's close is not a fading away, but a sacred transition, a chance to let go, to give thanks, to seek strength, and to awaken with purpose. Every day we live is more than a sequence of hours. It is a journey through countless thoughts, emotions, and experiences that settle quietly within us, often without our awareness. Some moments fill us with light and strength, while others leave traces of heaviness that we carry long after they pass. If we go to sleep without addressing these inner accumulations, they follow us into the night, affecting the depth of our rest and the clarity of our mind when morning arrives. This is why ending the day with a moment of intentional reflection and prayer is not just a spiritual act, but a practical necessity for the health of the mind and heart. Prayer at this time is more than a tradition. It is a deliberate process of aligning the inner self, placing down the burdens that are too heavy to carry into sleep, and drawing focus toward the blessings we have received, no matter how small, gratitude, when expressed sincerely before rest, has the power to shift our perspective from lack to abundance, softening the heart and quieting the mind. Yet, the work of this nightly prayer does not end at gratitude. It extends to forgiveness for others and for ourselves, because to sleep with resentment or guilt is to plant seeds of unrest in the subconscious. Forgiveness does not erase what happened, but it frees the heart from being chained to it, allowing space for the mind to truly rest. In those final moments before the body surrenders to sleep, the mind is in a state of openness, receptive to whatever thoughts or emotions are given to it. This is why it becomes crucial to protect that space with intention, directing the mind toward peace, strength, and clarity. The day may have left behind fears, doubts, and critical voices, but these do not have to follow you into your dreams. Through prayer, you create a shield around your inner world, ensuring that the last impressions you feed your subconscious are uplifting rather than destructive. It is in this quiet and deliberate practice that you train your mind to release what does not serve you and to embrace what will strengthen you for the day ahead. Over time, this repeated act becomes more than a comforting habit. It transforms into a discipline that reinforces resilience. When practiced nightly, it reshapes how you carry yourself through the day, because you begin each morning unburdened by yesterday's struggles, free to face new challenges with fresh clarity. This is not about denying the existence of problems, but about choosing not to let them set the tone for your rest or your awakening. The outer world will always be unpredictable, sometimes rewarding and sometimes challenging. But the inner world can be shaped by the choices you make, especially in the moments before you sleep. To end each day with prayer is to take command of those moments, using them to close the chapter of the day with peace, gratitude, and protection. It is a conscious act of preparation, not only for a restful night, but for a purposeful morning. When you refuse to sleep without this moment of connection and release, you are training both mind and spirit in the art of renewal. You no longer wake weighed down by yesterday's dust. Instead, you rise with a clear vision, steady heart, and focused intention. In time, you come to realize that this practice is not superstition or mere ritual. It is a form of inner training that strengthens your ability to remain calm in uncertainty and focused in chaos. Every night becomes a chance to reset, and every morning becomes a testament to your choice to live with intention, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to embrace the strength and clarity that await when you never sleep without prayer. Each day is a collection of countless interactions, thoughts, and emotions, and while some of these moments bring joy, others leave behind quiet burdens that rest heavily on the heart and mind. Without consciously addressing them, these experiences remain within us, weaving themselves into the fabric of our subconscious. When the day ends and the body seeks rest, the mind may still be running, replaying conversations, worrying about what is to come, or holding on to the sting of disappointment. This is why ending the day with intentional reflection and prayer holds such importance. It is a moment to pause, to step away from the constant noise of life, and to turn inward, acknowledging not just what happened, but how it has shaped you in that day. Gratitude becomes the starting point, not because every part of the day was perfect, but because there were moments of light, however small, that deserve recognition. This act of giving thanks shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, softening the tension in the body and calming the racing mind, preparing you for a night of true rest rather than restless sleep. But gratitude alone does not cleanse the mind completely, for the day may have left behind pain, anger, or guilt, and to carry these into sleep is to carry a weight that can rob you of peace. Forgiveness, both for yourself and for others, becomes the key to release. It is not about pretending that hurtful words were never spoken or that mistakes were never made, but about choosing not to let them control your inner state any longer. Holding on to resentment or regret is like drinking poison and expecting another to suffer. It harms only you. Through prayer, you can lay these burdens down, asking for the strength to forgive and the wisdom to learn from what has happened. This release does not mean forgetting, but rather freeing your heart so it can beat without the heaviness of the past. By doing so, you allow the night to be a place of healing instead of a continuation of the day's struggles. In the stillness before sleep, the mind becomes particularly receptive, open to the final thoughts and emotions it encounters. This is why protection through prayer is as important as release. The challenges and negative impressions of the day do not need to seep into your rest. By consciously directing your thoughts toward peace, guidance, and clarity, you create a shield that guards your inner world during the hours of sleep. The words you speak in these moments are seeds planted deep within your subconscious, shaping your dreams and influencing how you wake. Over time, this practice becomes more than a nightly comfort. It becomes a discipline, a mental and spiritual training that strengthens resilience. When you make this a part of your routine, you wake each morning without the emotional residue of the day before. This freshness allows you to meet new challenges with clear vision and steady focus, unaffected by the storms that may have raged the day prior. The outer world will always bring unpredictability, joy intertwined with struggle, and moments of clarity mixed with confusion. While you cannot control all that happens outside of you, you can shape the condition of your inner world, especially in the moments before sleep. Choosing to never end the day without prayer is an act of mastery over these moments. It is preparation, both for rest and for the day to come, a way of ensuring that you rise not weakened by yesterday, but strengthened by the choice to release, protect, and renew. This is not superstition, nor is it a hollow ritual. It is a deliberate cultivation of peace and strength. Every night becomes an opportunity to reset, to plant seeds of hope and purpose, and every morning becomes proof that you have been given another chance to rise with clarity and intention. When practiced with sincerity, this simple act becomes a foundation upon which a more focused, peaceful, and resilient life is built.